Where are we at?
The zoo.
Where are we at, Scarlett?
At the zoo.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
We're going on the bus.
I love you.
Are you ready, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Are you excited for the bus ride? Hi, Vanna.
Hi. Hi.
Let's go.
Where you find apes and monkeys and several of our walk-through aviaries.
And this is a
Up ahead of
flamingo,
us, past our
baby.
big exit sign,
Flamingos are
is
in a different
Discovery
spot
Outpost.
now.
And Discovery Outpost is where you find the majority of our reptiles. Galapagos tortoises, Komodo dragons, and more. Also, our Wildlife Explorers Base Camp and the east entrance of the Skyfari. Now, as we start down the hill, we've got a few extra bumps and rattles here. So just kind of a heads up on that. And also, as we get underway today, I want to go over a couple of quick safety rules. Make sure you keep your heads, your arms, your legs, your phones, your cameras, all of those good things inside the bus at all times. That's right, you don't want to know what a phone or camera looks like when dropped from the bus. And if we're on a hill and you drop something, we do not get to stop and pick it up. You're welcome to stand up to get a better view or better photo.
Whoa.
There we go. Alrighty, and if you do stand up, make sure you're hanging onto a handrail, and please do not wander around the bus. So there we go. Alright, today is a beautiful day. Yesterday was kind of overcast, and as the afternoon progressed, it got a little bit cooler, so today is perfect for walking around. You can actually warm up in the sun. I couldn't do that yesterday. I stayed bundled up all day. Yep. So, needless to say, I'm a native San Diego. I know some folks are from the Midwest, and they look at us very funny out here in California. I know this is not cold. I get it. It's all relative. Alright, so over on the right is our tiger habitat. I'm not finding a tiger at the moment. You guys might see one, but I do not. You know if you do.
Where?
Oh, I do see a tiger. Okay. Here's where it is. We've got the big ficus tree in the middle. If you look to the right of that, we've got some steps going up the hill. Look up the hill, there's a flat spot, tiger laying down, and his tail hanging over the rock. So if you're towards the back, you'll get a view here in just a little bit. Yep, very sleepy tiger. Perfect thing to do on a Sunday afternoon, right? A cat nap. In this case, it's most of the day for a tiger. You know, tigers are revered in many cultures. They're also symbols of power and strength, but unfortunately, for most of the, well, all of the 6 subspecies of tigers remaining on the planet Earth, there are very few of them. They're basically endangered, one step away from extinction. Habitat fragmentation from farming, logging, mining, all of that having an impact. Palm oil industry has had a severe impact on tiger habitat, and selecting sustainably sourced palm oil is one of the ways we can be an ally for tigers, which are a focal point of our Asian conservation hub. Sustainably sourced palm oil is easy to figure out because there's an app for that. Yes, there truly is. It's put out by our partner, Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and if you go to your app or Play Store, you can type in palm oil, and the one that comes up at the top of the list is going to be the one you want to check out. It's really easy to use, too, because it has a barcode scanner, which means you can take it to your supermarket on your next shopping trip, and it'll help you figure out good, okay, or cross that one off your list altogether sort of products. Yeah, it's real easy. Hippos are hanging out in urban jungle these days while we're finishing the renovations in our hippo habitat, so that's where you will find our river hippos, Funani and Amashli. San Diego Zoo is also more than a zoo. We're a beautiful botanical garden. In fact, one of the largest and most visited botanical gardens in the United States. And we have lots of plants, not just for decoration, but also for food for the animals. And some of our species of plants are also endangered. Well, there we go, enjoying the sunshine here today. Alan Swan Monkey off to our right. And a red-tailed glennon a little further toward the front of the bus. So 2 types of monkeys that hang out in this area. Yeah, that's a trio of trouble right there. Those guys are all juveniles. And sometimes they'll get racing around. They like to play their version of tag. At least that's the way I like to think of it, yeah. So sometimes stealing each other's food, all the rest of that. You know, in my younger day, I was pretty good climbing up in the treetops, but these days, we usually don't pass on that. We're not up to those. All right, also in this area, we've got our Asian cat habitat. So head right across the street on the right by map marker 15. Snow leopards and Amur leopards continue on through the Asian Passage area. You'll find the red panda and our golden
Maybe we
possum.
could do that today, but remember that's a lot of uphill.
Over on our left is our flamingo habitat. Yes, our flamboyance of flamingos hanging out down here. So flamingos, white-faced whistling ducks, cormorants, and a few other assorted birds in this area.
Where? The butterfly?
And also down in this area, you've got kangaroo bus
Up there,
stop
there's
number 2.
the
Now the kangaroo bus
secretary bird.
is a transportation bus. Basically think of it as the equivalent of a city bus inside the zoo. Only has 4 bus stops though. And they start at stop 1 in urban jungle, go 2, 3, 4, and back to 1 all over again. The kangaroo bus itself will be a double-decker bus like this. The difference will be the color of the sign in front of the driver. In that case, it will be a yellow sign that says kangaroo bus. And they come by the bus stops every 10 to 15 minutes or so throughout the day. So you'll be able to hop on and hop off at those 4 locations only. And our last kangaroo bus of the day will not depart stop 1 until 7:30 tonight. So plenty of time to take advantage of the kangaroo bus. You can even go back and take another tour later on, if you like, up until 4 p.m. So yeah, you're not restricted to just one bus ride. Now down below us on our left is Highway 163. And that does become Interstate 15 on up the road. That takes you to our safari park, our other front door. The safari park is huge. Yeah, the zoo, if you think the zoo is huge, we're a little over 100 acres here. Safari park is even bigger. It's 1,800 acres up there. And close to half of that is set aside as a natural wildlife habitat corridor. We're actually focusing on protecting many of our endangered species right here in San Diego County, which, by the way, has more endangered species than any other county in the contiguous 48 states. Birds like the cactus wren and the burrowing owl, animals like the Stevens kangaroo rat, the Pacific pocket mouse, just to name a few. And there are many, many more, of course. On our right, you can see the tiny Spitz gazelle over there. There's lesser kudu lying down right in the middle. The lesser kudu have the white stripes. There's a couple of the calves over there, the kudu calves. We had 3 kudu calves born between mid-September and the beginning of October. On our left is our polar bear habitat. Polar bear plunge, very popular place for the largest of the bear species. The polar bear, a focal point of our oceans conservation hub. And the 3 bears that we have here are invaluable. They're helping us learn about polar bear behavior, polar bear biology, things that we would not be able to learn from their wild counterparts. And the things that we learn here help us craft better conservation measures to protect their wild counterparts. So things that you and I can do, like shutting off lights and appliances when we're not using them, taking shorter showers, carpooling like we're doing on the bus, lots of other things are positive ways to make an impact for animals like polar bears. So yeah, it actually helps the entire planet because that Arctic ice cap actually helps regulate the temperature around the globe. So do come on back here, stroll through the polar bear area. We also have some Canadian lynx, a couple other species back here too.
She was helping you, Scarlett. Don't be mean.
As we continue up the hill, we do have a couple more antelope over here. Antelope or gazelle. The term can be used interchangeably. Lying down in the sunshine. They fawn to bog. And then next door are Daranac or giraffe neck gazelle. Yeah, they're beautiful. He's munching on some fresh acacia browse. And I would have to say that acacia is our #1 browse crop. Right at the top of the hill on our right are the Chicoan peccary. Basically, you're looking at a living fossil there. Yeah, they thought they were completely extinct prior to the late 1970s. Now, the Nationals there in South America, they knew the Chicoan peccary still existed. It just took Western scientists a while to get caught up to that fact.
that goes across
On
the
our left, the
park.
west entrance of the Skyfari aerial tram, which offers you a great
Jungle
bird's eye view of the zoo and
snacks.
surrounding areas on a short 5-minute ride across the zoo. And that is included with your admission into the zoo today. And you have all the way until 8 p.m. to enjoy the Skyfari from the set. On our right, you find the 4D theater. That's a separate ticket purchase, but it's a lot of fun. You get the
Maybe we'll
3D
do that
glasses, so
today.
you get all those visual effects. And then you get other things that happen that are timed with what you see on the screen. So, yeah, and you have all the way until 7 p.m. to
Mowgli's
enjoy
4D.
the 4D theater.
Let's see if we see this.
And then up in this area, you have Kangaroo Bus Stop number 3.
Oh, it's
And
not
up ahead
here.
on the right is not only the entrance into Elephant Odyssey, but
Oh, it's
also our
sleeping.
Basher Bridge. And if you head across the Basher Bridge,
It was
you
sleeping
can make
in
your way
there,
down
but you
Treetops
can't see
Way
it.
or the Monkey Trails pathway back to the front plaza in about a 7-minute
Did you see
stroll.
it?
So it's not too bad, really.
Elephant Odyssey.
Alright, so we're headed into Elephant Odyssey at this point.
We're gonna see the
Odyssey
elephants.
is basically Southern California of long ago. Yeah, but before we get into that, look over to your left. We've got some very cute little animals right up here on the branches. These are called the rock hyrax. And you find them in brushy and rocky areas of Africa. They actually have extra little grippy pads on their paws. And yeah, a little extra texturing on those paws. So now they have to climb branches and rocks very, very easily. So yeah, they kind of look like little oversized guinea pigs, don't they? Yeah, they're very cute. Alright, and we're looking for our lions on the right. They could have moved to their indoor area, which is also visible from the footpath. So no worries there. So not seeing them readily visible, we will continue forward. We do have a brother-sister duo here at the zoo.
It's the
Ernest
lions, but I
and
think
Ellen.
they're inside. Oh,
And
there's
next
one!
door
It
is
just
the
came out!
typically find
Down.
jaguar. Jaguars are found in Central and
She's
South
usually
America.
right here.
And
Oh, she's not here
they
today.
are amazing cats.
Is she in there? No.
Let's see if we can spy
Oh, there she
Judy
is.
over here.
Do you see her,
Let me know if you see her,
Scarlett?
because I always have the worst seat on the bus.
Yeah, she is so beautiful.
She's in the middle. Okay. Yep, lying down in the shadows. So we have this cluster of trees. We have the platform right in the middle. Look down below that if you haven't yet found her. There she is. So yeah. So these cats are stone hunters. They will typically lurk close to waterways waiting for prey to come down and get a drink. Yeah, other animals come get a drink, and they will, in one swift pounce from above, go for the back of the skull and the spinal column, which is why they're nicknamed the skull crusher or the cat who kills with 1 pound. Either are absolutely accurate. Now, this is a full-grown female jaguar. She is 15 years old, okay, and she is less than 100 pounds. Now, compared to the lions that live next door, she has over twice the bite strength per square inch of her jaws. Yeah, it's close to 1,100 pounds of pressure per square inch of her jaws. Ah, there's Miss Mary off in the distance, our oldest elephant, and our only Asian elephant living at the zoo. She is 58 years young. And she's headed over to one of the care staff that's on the outside of the habitat, and it looks like she may be getting ready to, go through a little training session or a little walk with the care staff. Who knows? Yeah, our care staff is never in the same space with large animals like elephants, rhinos, hippos, or animals with teeth and claws like the bears and the cats. There's always a barrier of protection in between the two, which is why we call it protected contact. That concept actually originated here at the San Diego Zoo and is now becoming a standard across the board. Yes. So with Mary down that way, we'll continue northward and hopefully come across our 2 young African bull elephants. Now, this side of the Elephant Care Center has some really intriguing plants here. The tall, spiky ones in particular, most people, they got to touch them. Trust me, those spines are sharp, okay? This is called the Alawadia procera, and there are some of them that don't have as many leaves. They're fine. They are perfectly alive, but after the first rains of the season, these plants drop their leaves. Yeah. And the leaves and the spines actually channel what little water falls in their native habitat, southwest Madagascar, right down to the rooting. So it's almost like having a built-in drip irrigation system. So here's our Elephant Care Center, and you can see the elephants are all waiting for Santa Claus to just stop by. Yep, right up high there. There we go. So the care staff, the elephants are called up here daily for checkups, baths, training sessions, weekly pedicures, all kinds of other cool things.
Like a mud bath.
And then we have our secretary birds. These are really cool birds. They're one of my favorites too. So we have two, one towards the back of the bus, one towards the front at the moment. These are terrestrial birds of prey, which means that they spend the majority of their time on the ground. They walk, and they walk, and they walk some more. They'll cover miles during the course of a day looking for insects, small mammals, reptiles, things like that to eat. And when they find something to eat, obviously they're on the ground, so they can't swoop out of the sky and grab it. What do? They actually stomp their prey to death. Yes, they really truly do. And then that sharp beak is used for grabbing it, either shredding it into bite-sized chunks or swallowing it whole, depending. So we actually have two female elephants, Fairy and her best friend Shaba. Shaba's an African elephant. Then we have our two young bachelors, Nepo and Sunzu. And they've been hanging out in the northern habitat. Hard to say where they're at the moment. They do get shifted around during the day too, as the care staff comes and tidies up and puts out fresh enrichment items and a whole lot more. Right here we can see the utila trees, these steel and concrete trees that kind of look like the above trees of Africa and Madagascar. And we can see the nets of hay hanging up high. We can see the mesh area. So all of those are food puzzles, and the elephants have to use a different skill set to acquire the food from the different puzzles. And we can see Nepo reaching way up high here. He is our 11-year-old. His older half-brother, Sundu, is also in this area. So let's change our angle here a little bit.
Yeah, baby. It's boy. Look at Scarlett, this one.
Yep, there's Nepo way up high. Now,
You say hi?
is of course a focal point of
Oh,
our
they're
Savannah
so
Conservation House there in Africa. And we are currently partnering
He's just
with the
busy getting
Elephant Sanctuary, a
snacks.
grassroots movement started by the
See?
locals that realized the overall importance of elephants for the health of the ecosystem. And they began rescuing injured and orphaned elephant calves, nursing them back to health, and then rewilding them, which is pretty awesome, if you ask me. And they asked for our help several years ago. They wanted to see if they could develop a better milk replacement formula for the calves that they were nursing back to health. What they had was adequate, but they wondered if they could do a little better. But they didn't have the people or the equipment or the ability to collect milk samples from wild elephants. But we had nursing elephant moms at the park at that time. We had all the people, all the scientific equipment necessary to figure all that stuff out. And so that's exactly what happened. It turns out goat's milk is actually the best
She
fit.
is.
Well, simple, right? They've already got goats in Africa. No
She
problem.
likes it.
Yep. So this is Sundu, and he's working the donut here. It's got a hole in there, and he's got to, toss that around to see if he can get the treats out. And let's get a few out at a time. Maybe catch him in his trunk. Maybe they fall to the ground. Either way, once he gets enough, he'll scoop them up and enjoy his reward. Yep, he got a few. Trunk right to the mouth from there. It's pretty awesome. So when you're going by the various habitats, whether we're talking to elephants or all the way down to the insects and the insect habitat, the spiny critters building, stop and look at what's there. Why is it there? How do the creatures use that? So there's a purpose for everything. It's not just there by chance. Now next door, we have our camels, dromedary camels, and some pronghorn. And right next door,
So the
too, we have
camels
some
are-
guanacos. Guanacos are the wild cousin of the llama, which are humpless camels, essentially. Guanacos, vicunas, alpacas, and llamas, all humpless camels. Now, you may or may not be aware that San Diego Zoo just turned 106 years old this past October.
I don't think it was
106.
goats, but it
In our
was stuff.
106-year history, we have successfully bred and reintroduced over 40 endangered species back in a native habitat, including these big birds that we have here on our right. And I know a couple of you spied them already. What kind of birds are we talking about here? Vultures, yes. More specifically, California condors. A species that 40 years ago only had 22
Yeah,
remaining
you see
individuals. 22. Look around you. There are more than 22 of you just on the lower level of this bus. Probably 30 some of you on that upper level, at least. Yeah. So, California condors faced some big challenges back then. They're still facing challenges today. So for 22, we actually stand at over 500 today, and close to half of those or a little more are actually out in the wild.
They're
And
looking at us.
so they
Wants to eat us.
have issues from pesticides, which are a poison. Yeah. Get into the bird system, causes thinning of eggshells, and
You don't want them to eat us.
hi,
They
ladies.
won't. They're not.
Here we go. Okay, they figured it out. Yeah, it causes thinning of eggshells, not just for condors, but all birds of prey. One of the other issues for condors, or a lot of other species, including us, is plastics. You know, plastics, they came along in the 1950s. You know, they're very convenient in a lot of ways, but as they break down, as they decompose, they release some chemicals called PCBs. And those PCBs actually cause cancers and reproductive issues. And it's not just in the condors either. It is also in humans. So yeah, eliminating the plastics from our lives is the way to go. So stainless steel water bottles, glass water bottles, what have you. Just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you know,
No,
let
they're
your
not called
imagination run wild there. Some of my
PCBs,
coworkers have
they're
eliminated all the
meerkats.
plastics in their kitchen. It's glass, metal, ceramic. Yep, a better way
They're
to go.
like tomatoes.
All right, so we do have an adorable meerkat here on our right, over on the left, up on the boulder. Yeah, meerkats are very adorable. They're members of the mongoose family, and they live in a group called a mob. Isn't that a fun name? And like any mob, they do watch out for the well-being of everybody else in their family. So then, next door is our Kopi, and it is actually the beginning of Africa Rocks. Yes. So wander through the inner path. You've got a chance to spy the serval. We have some birds here, the trumpeter hornbills, and a few others. Some of our species are currently off habitat in this area at the moment. Again, doing renovations. You know, pretty much there's not a time in zoo history that I can recall, anyway, that we haven't had a project going. Yeah.
Okay, one
And
second.
I've been here at the
When
San
we're
Diego
done.
Zoo, driving bus tours for probably close to 20 years now. Yeah, because it's almost 20 full years and a few summers before that. So, yeah, altogether it's about 20 years. So, there we go. Alrighty. So here we have our Ethiopian highlands. Lots of spiny, drought-tolerant plants. And that's good because this area gets a lot of sun, especially summertime. Sun up to sundown. And most of these plants we use drip irrigation for, so water goes right where it's needed. You know, over in Tunisia, they actually are going back to using clay pots buried in the ground in their olive groves. Yeah. So these clay pots, they're unglazed. The water, they fill them up with water, cover the top, and the water seeps into the soil right at the root base of the trees. And as it turns out, they're getting a higher olive crop yield out of the deal. So, you know, save with water, over 60% water saving. And even though they stink like fish, right? Yeah, they do. That's their main diet. I've actually seen these guys swallow a 5-inch long fish. How they manage that, I have no idea. But if you want to be an ally for penguins, which are also a focal point of our ocean conservation efforts, so easy. Select sustainably sourced fish or wild-caught fish. Yeah, farm-raised fish, full of antibiotics, pollutes the water. Yep, you don't want that stuff. All right, so then our grizzly Montana, back left corner, sleeping away over there. Those guys are really impressive when you see them when they're not tucked back on the overhang. Again, upper and lower side, so you do have a duplex. Although I think they're mostly on that upper side at the moment. They do a little more sleeping here in the winter months. And bears here at San Diego, they really don't hibernate. They get food all year round. Here we're looking for the Andean bear. Miss Alba, been a little incognito lately. But Turbo we've been seeing a little bit more of. Turbo's our male. He's tucked back right corner way up high, which is too bad because they are a really fun bear. And in fact, the only bear from the southern hemisphere. Andean bear, also called the spectacled bear, and you want to think Paddington bear when you think Andean bear. All right, so we'll head through a little bit of rainforest here. Rainforest only makes up, get this, 6% of the Earth's surface. That's not much, is it? No, that's very, very little. But you know what? Over half of all life on the planet is found in that 6%. That's pretty amazing. And, you know, plants give us food, shelter, clothing, medicine, and most importantly, oxygen. Yeah. Rainforests actually are responsible for 30% of the planet's oxygen production. Yeah, that's almost 1/3. Where does the other 2/3 come from? Our oceans. Yeah, so keeping both clean and healthy is kind of vital. Because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a fan of breathing. Yeah, I definitely am. So, you know, planting a tree, potted plant, anything can help out when it comes to that. All right, so here we are in front of the Wame Cafe.
My favorite place to eat.
Named after our very first panda cub that was born here in 1999. Seems like forever ago. All right, up to our left, the Basher Bridge.
What?
Also down to the left are the elevators that will help you get to that bridge level. The bridge goes to the back of the zoo, and if you turn the other way, you got Treetops Way, which will take you back to the front of the zoo. So pretty easy to do. This area, too, is where you'll find our Aurora performance, part of Jungle Bells, 2 different times later on this evening.
Weird.
All right, so quick trip through Africa coming up. Starting at Cape Fine Coast, working our way northward to the Horn of Africa. Now the penguins, you just saw them on Center Street, so they're not here.
I see you. Sorry, Vanna. Those are different kinds of birds.
Yeah, they're animals. Oh, look, that's what they look like.
It's okay, Scarlett.
He likes that? Come.
Vanna.
What? Hello.
See the whole park from here. It's okay, it's okay. Oh, I felt better than last time.
What?
So beautiful up here. It's a little scary, Scarlett. Sorry.
Oh,
You just want to stay with Vanna?
I hear the birds.
Look at how beautiful it is.
Oh, I see some monkeys or
I love it up here. Oh, I think the waterfall is here somewhere. I think so. There's an airplane.
They're meat eaters. They get a whole bunch of Look at them. Why are you scared?
Whoa, cool, Jojo. Look at that. So beautiful.
Just to make sure that everyone is grouped and included on our bus ride today. And then we got a song. Oh, ting, 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 jingling, ting.
one just for us. Oh, they're doing their jazz thing. So cute. Oh my god, they just changed colors. Look how beautiful it looks out here. Say bye, Zoo.
Bye.
Sana.